Because the fact that it's strange is evidence that we're headed for impact disaster. Any explanation that makes this case is prevented from entering dominator media. That's the intent. Conceal the reasons why equality is necessary. Instead, make the opposite case continually. Dominators design all television content to convey the assumption that some people deserve more. And this monkey pay-per-view report is a classic example of moguls training us to reject equality.
Can you never rise above trivialities?
Can't rise above anything more than 3 syllables, my dear, never could.
If you or I were to say to the producers of this report, but wait, you've misinterpreted the monkeys. These riffraff chimps aren't staring at the prima donnas with approval and craving like you say they are. They're looking for an opportunity to disable them. Riffraffs plan to even the score and annihilate dominators. That's their natural urge and genetic craving for fairness that you've reversed into the opposite with your propaganda experiment. Try to get these owners of mass media to convey that reality to an audience. They'll pretend to ignore us, but watch to see if we reach people through the internet, where they bribe search engines and internet service providers to sabotage access to our website. They see to it that internet companies are staffed with dominators who will take it upon themselves to obstruct web servers who try to see our site. And if any media outlets do report our insight that equality is the way of nature genetically wired in us, bought-off critics will label us a threat to society. They'll arouse concerned citizens who will interpret cause to accuse us of law-breaking. They'll just make up some charges. It only takes 2 people to accuse us of a crime, and their paid police militias then escort us to their judge, put into his judicial position specifically because he agrees that dominators deserve privilege. His orders are forced psychiatric confinement with required medication to subdue us into drug-induced zombies of the state, easily prone to accidents and attacks that they arrange. Anyone who explains this or tries to show evidence is labeled paranoid by the state's army of psychiatrists. That's the process of domination. Our collective energy spent fighting the unfairness of dominators. For thousands of years, it stifled whatever hope we had for human survival. Centuries of progression toward asteroid defense has been retarded, set back by dominators. We're today left defenseless against a future impact that Jimmy tried in vain to save us from. Media has so conditioned the sheeple to tolerate and accept inequality that today almost everyone is incapable of seeing how unfairness results in asteroid disaster. The winner-loser mentality of our culture instead celebrates unfairness. Societies that maintain groups of people as either winners or losers create their own extinction. People are left fighting each other over unfairness instead of preparing for the rock. Dominators recoil with rage at that insight. They claim ease and privilege for themselves.
It was the busiest moment of the day. Damn me, I was tying my cravat.
Persuade everyone that meritocracy is somehow different from aristocracy, when they're really just 2 different names for the same unfairness. Just fiddle with the words and abracadabra. Kings and queens are now instead thought of as an affluent class based on luck. So the swindled mass of workers can now be tricked into tolerating unfairness.
They're all alike, these fashionable puppies.
Insufferable. What that young man needs is a year or 2's hard campaigning, facing powder and shot, undergoing privation. He doesn't belong to our vintage.
The only thing our revolution changed is the names of our slave masters, and their overriding unstated policy is to remove awareness of asteroids from our thoughts. The fitting epitaph of this society is going to be, they never knew what hit them. And media is determined to keep it that way. They say to me, you'll be proved right when the rock hits, and no one is left to hear you say, told you so. So screw you. As they continue to train us to think we can protect the planet from asteroids, right up until the rock hits, they say to me, let them all believe they're going to be saved, and crucify you for revealing the truth. It's the same old ancient kill the messenger syndrome, but on steroids. Like most everything else in today's final times of denial, Threatening asteroid news is today extremely edited, totally whitewashed. Much more than research about global warming has been censored. Most people don't comprehend this explanation, which means that nothing can or will be done to prevent the next impact. We collectively haven't used the past to invent a workable defense against rocks aimed to hit our planet. We've instead wasted ages in pursuit of monkey pay-per-view.
Yeah, take our friend round and tell him who everybody is. If anybody is anybody.
Imitate this ape so maybe we'll get privileged like him. Act like Mr. Robbery and follow Paul Allen's example to conceal what I say. But most of all, reject every suggestion that the price of unfairness is the same as the fate of dinosaurs.
And, Paul Allen. I killed Paul Allen with an axe in the face. His body is dissolving in a bathtub in Hell's Kitchen.
I can't stay any longer, Marcus.
Caesar, she will not renounce.
Then she dies.
Hear me. Have a little consideration. Would you have me late for the games? Caesar! Glowing ocean reddens with the fires, confessing Joe. The swift all sides fall, sands, curling volumes rise. Sheets of rolling smoke infold the sky.
Media is owned and controlled by a handful of anti-equality dominators. Moguls decide when and how certain issues are promoted and who gets credit for them. Moguls determine how to divert, redefine, and co-opt topics that threaten the interests of the ruling class. It's only the dominator's spin that gets covered by mass media in ways concealed from us by media elites who prevent any attempt to publish or air the real story. I became the target of intense resentment from jealous writers and collectors and fans.